Please welcome to the stage your host, the villain in Hallmark's holiday movies, Meghan Ross.
Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Natalie Wright and the It's Just Her band. Welcome to the winter holiday episode of That Time in the Month. Our show is hosted by a woman and featuring an all-woman and non-binary lineup, which means 3 out of 4 of us have very necessarily used the word daddy in a sentence in the last 24 hours, but 1 out of 4 of us used it to reference Santa Claus. So I really wanted to dress up for y'all because it's a special winter holiday episode, but I realized this look I'm trying to pull off here is what I'd call unproblematic Annie Hall. I'm like Diane Keaton if she believed woman. Don't tell my mom I said that, she loves her. Thank you, Target. But not a sponsor, but I would allow it. Speaking of unabashedly embracing capitalism, are y'all excited for the holiday season? Yeah? Now, I can say that because I was raised Roman Catholic. And I know a lot of people might argue that Christmas isn't just about presents or shopping. It's really about baby Yoda. No, baby Jesus. It's about baby Jesus. But he's the cup, it's so cute. But as the story, I suppressed all my Catholic memories, I'm sorry. As the story is told, when baby Jesus was born in Bethlehem by way of Brooklyn, we've all seen the beard, and he was swaddled in that manger made by Casper, hay bedding by Buffy, duvet cover by Brooklinen. Even the 3 wise guys, Pesci, De Niro, Pacino, knew not to come empty-handed, which is why they came with gold, frankincense, and myrrh, which are also known as 3 staples you can find at any one of several active witches markets in Austin. I feel like you're not believing my story. That's how the story is told, guys. I mean, I didn't write the Bible because there were no women in that writer's room. But I do wish I wrote The Irishman because I'd make it 3 hours shorter and with 99% less male speaking parts. Yeesh. More like Bad Fellas because it was not good fellas. Sorry, my brother's here and he loves that movie. It's bad. I fell asleep and I watched it over 3 nights. How does that happen? But I know that Christmas is a capitalist holiday because we've got like 2 weeks of shopping holidays around it, right? Like we start with Black Friday, which is called that because it's when you take the worst behaviors exhibited in a Black Mirror episode and unleash it in a mall setting. Then we've got Small Business Saturday, which is the one day a year people are real proud of shopping small business, but then the next day you aggressively anamorph into Tom Hanks from You've Got Mail. All right? You're all Fox Books. None of you are the shop around the corner. And then finally, we've got Cyber Monday, which is my favorite holiday to remind people that Amazon does not pay federal income taxes or fair wages to their employees. Right. Okay? I'm a fun comedian. But, you know, don't get me wrong. I actually love Christmas, or at least the portion that's been trademarked by Mariah Carey. Her wealth is the only wealth that matters, okay? But this is the winter holiday episode, and while most Targets or pet stores in Austin might not recognize my boyfriend or my dog Dreidel's Jewish faith, we here at That Time of the Month accept people of all faiths, non-faiths, Faith Evans, and Faith Hills, okay? Except Scientologists. I just can't make room in my heart for that shit. I really, really can't. As we get to the end of the month, year, and decade, we look back on the highlights, lowlights, and should I get highlights of 2019. I've thought about that a lot. So without further ado, I will now present and accept awards for this impromptu award show that no one asked for, called It Was the Best of That Times of the Month, It Was the Worst of That Times of the Month. Kelsey. Oh, and the world's slowest projector screen. No, wait a minute. Our projector is a feminist, and this is her way of taking up space, so we'll allow it. Thank you, Natalie. Truly, there has to be too much space, though, right? Feminism is going too far. Wow. It's like I'm watching the wage gap increase. Okay, it's still going. Our awards show. Let's see what the first category is. Best pizza of 2019. I know this is going to be a contentious one. A lot of good options. I live near all of them. What is it going to be? Free pizza is still 2 years in a row. Little shout out to Radical Girl Gang. I'm wearing your shirt. That's home slice pizza, but free pizza is the best. Let's see what the next one is. Worst reboot of Salvador Dali's Persistence of Memory of 2019. I don't know what could win this. Is it Mitch McConnell screwing over Americans always? Look at those melting clocks. You know, I don't normally shame people's appearances, but these people are the devil, and I feel good about it. I feel good about shaming that. Can you guys see? Okay. I'm not a graphic designer. Okay. Let's move on. Best queer hero of the year. I'm not a poet either. Let's see who it is. She is a hero in all of our hearts. Let's keep going. Worst meme of 2019. Anything that's not okay boomer. I'm sorry. It's the only one I got this year, and I got it. I got it hard. Little Matilda throwback. I didn't make this. Don't give me credit. Don't give me credit. I'm not that smart. Let's move on. Best drag him moment in 2019. There's going to be a lot of them. Ooh, tie between Trump impeachment trial and AOC dunking on Zuckerberg during congressional hearing. What an idiot. Let's keep going. Worst holiday gift of 2019. A Peloton bike from your soon-to-be dead husband. Kill that man. I actually love spin, but I would kill that man. Best Michelle Obama arms of 2019. Ooh, who's it gonna be? Michelle Obama's arms! Damn, I was really trying this year, but I still got a long way to go. Worst man of 2019. I don't know who's it gonna be. It's a tough competition. Oh no! How could that happen? There's so many good men in the world. All right, before we start the show, I want to thank our lovely women-owned business sponsors for donating their products and services. Yes, on your way in, the first 15 of you got hand-painted ornaments from Petite Fleur, and Sarah Butler, the owner, is here tonight, and she'll be selling more in the lobby after the show, so hit her up, grab an ornament, but pay for it. And then we also, on your seats, you have postcards from sponsor the non-9 to 5 for a clarity call, and we'll talk more about that later because the owner of the company, Jen Shultz, is our strong female leader tonight, so give it up for her. And we'll also be giving away a business ebook from her later on in the show. We'll talk more about that. And one person will also win gold boob earrings, not the ones in my ears, because that's gross, but they're really cute from Year 901, owned by Ben Pham. I'm up to 6 boobs tonight. I feel great. And then finally, a few of you will win home and body products from the Good Hippie, owned by Emily McNabb, and it's a vegan skincare and beauty line. Are you guys ready to start the show? Because I'm ready to sit down. Our first guest of the evening is the hilarious host of the popular weekly show, the Brixton Comedy Hour. Please welcome the wonderful Brandi Davis.
I thought I was not going to get to use a microphone, and I was like, so not used to that. It's my security blanket. This is the season where everyone's talking about Little Baby Yoda, but I want to urge you to not forget about Little Baby Grinch, the original little green monster. He's so cute. That's not part of what I had planned, just the only Christmas thing I have to tell you tonight. Here I am. I'm a short little lesbian. I'm not really intimidated by tall dudes, but I am very intimidated by tall lesbians. They just look so much more dateable than me. They just look like they could reach things, or maybe be global leaders one day, or like pummel me, but in a hot way that would only turn me on. Like, I would love to take care of a girl, but my body type is baby. You know? like, my ideal idea of a day just being thrown into a baby stroller and carted around to different bars, like fed spiked up Gerbers, you know. I just want to be treated like a drunk baby. Is it too much to ask? Sometimes people will see me all this and they'll ask me what pronouns I prefer. And I do really appreciate that question, but I'm also just not super concerned about it. It's just an honor to be mentioned in general conversation at all. Just talk about me. Just gossip about me. So I'll go by she, her, hers, they, them, king, daddy. I don't really care, but I love when people think that I care and they think that they got it wrong and think I'm really mad about it. That's my favorite thing. I went to a Chipotle the other day and the person who was making my food looked up at me and called me sir, and he could not look at me the rest of the time he was making my food. And I was like, dude, you're making me a burrito. You can call me whatever you want. You know? You can be like, you want some guacamole, you bitch ass cunt? And I would be like, yeah, I do. Thank you. Another thing that happens to me sometimes is that dudes will kind of invite me in on the male gaze with them, you know? So I'll be hanging out with them at a bar, an attractive woman will come in and they'll nudge me and they'll be like, Brandi, check that chick out. Check that chick out. Would you tap that? Would you tap that? Look at that ass. And I just give them this face and they're like, what? Your short hair. Thought we could like talk about our chicks together. Thought we could like degrade women together. And I'm like, no, like I am attracted to women. I also am a woman. I also respect them. But to answer your question, like, yes, I would absolutely tap that given the opportunity. If they wanted to, if they felt like it. You're disgusting. I'm a feminist. That's how it works. My friends have very interesting sex lives. They keep getting invited to orgies. And I try to imagine what I would even be like at an orgy. And I think I would be like whenever you go to a party and everyone's already deeply engaged in conversation with each other, so you have no one to talk to. So you just go up to random groups of people already talking to each other and like wait for them to notice you. But they don't. So then you go over to the food table and you're like, oh, Lay's potato chips, really nice, like those. Like, that's what I would be like at an orgy. I would just go up to groups of people already fucking and I would be like, oh, hi, excuse me. I have a couple fingers and a half-charge vibrator if anybody's interested. Anybody wants it? They would not be, so I would go over to the sex toy table and I would be like, oh, I don't know how that works at all. I don't know how it works with your chips. And I would just pass out Capri Suns and high fives like a bad YMCA coach. And that's what I would be like. Invite me to your orgy so I can give you juice boxes. I did really try to be attracted to men. I tried that. But now as an adult woman hearing the plights of my women friends who are attracted to men, I'm so happy that I'm not attracted to men. I am. Like, my women friends will be messaging a guy on Tinder, and he'll be like, you're so smart, you're so beautiful, I want to take you out on a date. And then she'll reject him, and he'll suddenly be like, you bitch, suck my dick. I don't want to take you on a date anyway. Like, and whenever I reject a woman on Tinder, the response is always like, well, it was nice to meet you. I hope you get that tattoo sleeve and that cat you always wanted. No, it's all a lie. I would never reject a woman in my entire life. I would never dream of it. This happened to me for the first time a couple weeks ago. I was in the bathroom. I was using a little hand dryer, and this old, ancient woman came into the bathroom, and I was the first thing that she saw, and she looked so confused and scared. She was like, and she kept checking the bathroom door, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because she thought she was in the wrong place. And I felt like I finally understood what a spider feels like. I was like, no. I'm more afraid of you than you are of me, I promise. And then she just hit me with a newspaper until I died. No, she actually went in there and took a giant dump. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll leave. You made your point. I recently got fitted for a suit for my sister's wedding. I typically like to wear like more masculine clothes so I can breathe. And so So I went to this men's warehouse to get fitted for the suit, and the pants had this contraption on the side. And I was like, what's that for? And they were like, that's so you can just eat as much food as you like throughout the event and just let those pants out. It's like, what? And the pockets were deep, and I was like, okay, so I can just put a baguette in my pocket, eat it, let my pants out, okay, just get money. Like, that's how they make the clothes here. And I used to wear more like dresses and pleather skirts, and like those things don't even have pockets sometimes. And if they do, sometimes the pockets are stitched shut. They're like, you don't need to carry anything. You just put it in your biological pocket. You can just put that chapstick in your pussy pocket. It's like so wrong. I'm never going back. That was my first one. My aunt was like, when I was going to my sister's wedding, she was like, are you gonna wear a dress to the wedding? Like, so much hope. And I was like, no, I'm gonna wear these pants. I'm gonna eat 5 pieces of cake and let them out. It's going to be way more fun than your approval. I promise about that. Before I was a raging proud lesbian, I was a raging proud Christian. I went to church so often that my mom grounded me from Bible study for getting a C in Spanish. Guys, I was just really devout, I just had a very devout crush on the female preacher. She would place her hand on my back to pray for me, and I would feel chills all over my body. And I was like, is this the spirit of Jesus Christ? It was not. It was me being horny for the very first time ever in church, no less. I kept going to church mainly because of all the free bread you get there during the Jesus Christ buffet. You don't know? And I would just choose which church I wanted to keep going to based off their bread options. Girls gotta eat. And sometimes you go and it's like this stale-ass, nasty cracker on a plate. And like you eat it and it tastes like you're being punished for your sins. And other times you go and it's like this fresh, delicious, straight out of the oven, risen bread. And y'all, I just hope my body tastes that good when I die. That's my hope. That's my hope. Is anyone from Texas forever and you've always been? All right. Yes, that's about the energy I would want or expect. I am. I'm from Texas forever. So I'm very familiar with Southern hospitality, and I love it, but it also just scares the shit out of me. Like I love visiting my Aunt Connie in the Panhandle because I know I'm going to get like freshly laundered sheets and lavender soap, and also just worry about the future of my basic lesbian rights based on our voting choices, Like, just so comfy and so scared. Because she does love me a lot, just not as much as she loves Ted Cruz. You're all supposed to boo. There we go. And she describes him as attractive, which I think is the worst part, for sure. Like, wanting to vote for him, one thing. Wanting to fuck him, unforgivable, for sure. Definitely. I have a girlfriend. I do. There we go. Recently, we're having the sexy time, and our heads clunked together super hard. And so she thought I might have a concussion, so she started asking me those like basic concussion questions. And I thought I was going to find out that I was not concussed, but instead I found out I'm very bad at very simple math. What's your name? Aced it. What year is it? Aced it. What's 12 times 6? Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that from 5th grade math class. I was always the kid that liked books. I wish somebody would have like kicked my books and been like, study math so you can learn how to code and be rich in Austin. But people were like, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, Brandi, in life. So now I'm a social worker and I can do whatever I want as long as it's $10 or less. Okay. That's all. I've noticed recently how people will push gender stereotypes on itty-bitty babies. Like anytime I meet a little boy baby and he slightly smiles at me, there's always a grown woman named Janice next to him. Who's like, oh my God, he's flirting with you. Oh, what a little flirt. He's gonna grow up and be a little fuckboy. I'm like, Janice, that's disgusting. That baby would never stand a chance with me. Like, before you set me up with someone, make sure they're not wearing a diaper. Oh my God. I have one more question for you before I get out of here. Do any of you have abs on your bodies? Okay, good, because I don't think that people who have abs are attractive. I think that they look strict, but not in a fun way, like they might consensually spank you in bed. but in a way, like, they don't even remember what pizza tastes like. Maybe they've never had it. Like, when I kiss someone, I want to taste a hint of cheesy gordita crunch on their face. I just want to smell a nice waft of burgers just coming from those pits, you know? Just nice and, like, I like my body's a little squishy. My ass is like a giant stress ball. And anytime I get too stressed out, I just squeeze my own ass. All right, squeeze my own. All right, thank you so much for having me. Y'all been amazing. Enjoy the show.
Brandi, hosting the Brixton Comedy Hour every Thursday, 9 p.m. at the Brixton. And now for our first round of improv commercials from Y'all We Asian. Woo!
Thank you for coming to my Senate hearing meeting. I'm so happy that Ted Cruz has friends. Thank you for being here. Would anyone like to touch my face? It feels like plastic.
Pass. I love the feeling of plastic. I'll do it.
Touch it.
Wow, what a strong chin. Bella, what? You attracted to Ted Cruz? I've always wanted to fuck Ted Cruz. Have you guys ever had such great abs, but then you were like, oh no, everyone's scared of me? Well.
No.
What?
No.
What were you gonna say? Because I have the product for you. Washboard abs, but really a washboard. You put it on your stomach area where I guess abs live, and then you can wash clothes so that not only are you hot and sexy, but you also provide a service. So, okay, you guys want it?
And I can also play Cajun music, perhaps.
Yeah, Cajun music.
Don't they use those washboard things in Cajun music?
I don't know if it's Cajun specifically, but I get where you're going.
Yeah.
Worried about your kid not being a coder and making a lot of money in Austin?
Gaga.
No worries. We have Bully for Hire. You can hire a bully who will knock down your kids' English books and tell them to study math and coding and make money.
Hey, you half Asian comment.
Don't even comment on the race of your child.
Bro, who wants to sit on Daddy Santa's lap today? No one?
Okay,
It's
I'm
like
already
mall Santa, but for
always
moms.
horny.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
What is this angle you're coming from?
I don't know.
Do you know how to sit?
You know what? I don't know if I'm into this anymore. I'm gonna take 5. I'll go, oh, holy shit.
Did I just scare Santa?
Yeah.
But then what about the rest of the kids in line?
You try to sit on them too. It was weird.
No. I guess I'll just have to be Santa. So.
Yep, that's the only conclusion.
Okay. You there, small child. Would you like to straddle me?
Our strong female leader this month is the founder. Sorry, I'm my own janitor. Our strong female leader this month is the founder of the non-9-to-5 and creator of the 4 C's method of intuition. For the past 6+ years, Jen has been teaching new mission-driven entrepreneurs the power of intuition to be more productive, feel more peaceful, and generate more money with ease. Please welcome the wonderful Jen Shultz.
Thank you. Hey. Wait. All right. We made it.
You're here.
I'm here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So
Hi.
we'll start from the very beginning.
Okay.
How were you conceived? No, I'm kidding. What inspired you to create the non-9-to-5?
Yeah, so I created the Non-9-to-5, that's my business, about 6 years ago, and I've been self-employed for 9. I left my full-time job as a teacher, and I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I worked for a couple of years in my own business, which was not the non 9-to-5, where I was teaching kids on my own. And I realized that I was meeting so many people who didn't want to be in a 9-to-5 job, and they want to be doing something on their own, but didn't realize or understand how they could actually do that. So I've created the non 9-to-5 where I could teach other people how to do that, just like I've taught myself.
That's amazing. I've dated a lot of people who also don't want 9-to-5s, but yeah, they also don't want anything else. So
wait, I have a question.
Yes.
This. By the way, I've never done this before. Should I be looking at you, or should I be looking at all
wherever
of you?
you're comfortable.
Okay, thank you.
What does being a mission-driven entrepreneur entail? Because that's a big part of your business.
Yes. So I work with people who really know in their heart and in their gut that they're on this planet, they're in this world with a mission. So my mission personally is to serve and support other people that know that they're meant to be entrepreneurs. And so there could be someone sitting here in the audience that's like, I know I'm not meant for my job. I'm meant to be a health and wellness coach. My mission in the world is to help other people be healthy in their minds, in their bodies, etc.
Gotcha. And can you discuss one of the teachings in your programs referred to as harnessing the ego mind and what that means?
Yes. So harnessing the ego mind. So in this particular teaching, I teach my clients that there's kind of like these two different sides to our brains where, and this is the way I describe it. We have our intuitive mind, which our intuitive mind is kind of like this, our own inner GPS, and we have the ego mind. And our ego mind is this part of us that where things like perfectionism lie, procrastination, imposter syndrome, self-doubt, second-guessing ourselves, anxiety, and depression. And when I teach clients to harness the ego mind, that's about really being aware of when those things are activated so then we can shift into our intuitive mind. And in our intuitive mind is where things like joy and creativity and inspiration and consistency and commitment are.
Damn. Oh, as you were saying that, I'm like, I have 100% ego mind.
Yeah. Well, we all do. We all have it. Yeah.
But like not good ego.
No, it's not.
Do you have a favorite memory or example from the work you've done that has kept you going?
I was thinking about that question today, and that's kind of a hard one for me to answer. But I would just say, in general, what has kept me going, because I don't know if there are people, I know there are people in here who are business owners, but when you're starting a business and it's just you doing the business, you don't know where it's going to go or where you're going to go or what's going to happen. What has kept me going personally is my intuition. And I have a very strong relationship, if you will, with my own intuition. So it's not a favorite memory. It's just more of hearing that little voice inside of me going, you got this, you can do this, you're on your path, this is what you're meant to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of your clients sponsored our show a couple years ago, Teddy B Patisserie.
Yes.
And it's cool to be able to watch like how much people can explode. Because I'm always like, oh my God, like they're doing the thing. They quit their job and they're doing it.
Yeah.
But it is possible and it's like pretty amazing. I'm not unhappy. Who is a strong female leader in your own life?
My mom.
My mom
here?
is. No, she's not.
She's not here. Mom? No. My mom's in New York. My mom, my dad has referred to my mom as a Florence Nightingale. My mom has taken care of various family members and friends of hers who have been diagnosed with cancer. She takes care of our family in such a way that it really says that she's a strong female leader. And she also didn't come from a lot as a kid. And she gave a lot to me and my brother. So she is a strong female leader.
Do you think you took from her desire to help other people with what you do in your day-to-day?
That is a really great question. I never thought of that until this second.
I'm a genius.
You are.
No, I'm just trying to harness my Oprah mind.
You are harnessing your Oprah mind. I would say yes, but I've never thought of it like that. But yeah, I mean, I
know we try so hard not to be our mothers, but no,
yeah,
my mom's great.
Well,
she is. We were just very different.
Yeah. No, I guess the answer would be yes, but my mom and I fight all the time too.
Yeah, that's it. You're normal.
Yeah.
Okay. Weirdest, favorite, or worst holiday memory?
So we have a tradition in my family we do a big Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Eve, we have a tradition where every single person, even the kids, get a shot of whiskey. The kids really don't. They're not going to drink it. They get like water. We get a shot of whiskey, and my dad says it's got to be the cheapest whiskey. So we get a really, really cheap bottle of cheap whiskey. And we also cut garlic up into little tiny pieces. And we take a little piece of garlic and we make the sign of the cross on our foreheads, Roman Catholic. Don't still practice that, but it's, it's kind of there. So forehead, lips, tops of both hands. You put the garlic in your mouth. You take the shot of whiskey, and I know I can see your face. It's disgusting. It's gross, but we all love it. Everyone looks forward to it. My dad says this whole thing like it wards off evil spirits. It's a Slovakian tradition.
Vampires, I assume.
And vampires, and yeah.
That's. I'm like, is that under weirdest, favorite, or worst for you?
All of the above.
What challenges do you face running your own business while helping others do the same?
Oh boy, there's challenges every day. Just 2 days ago, I had a group of clients over at my home, and we were masterminding together, and they left. And my ego mind was like, "What the hell did you just say? Like, what did you just do?" And it was starting to really take me out to be like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. And so the challenge is me against myself. And I think for many of us, it's us against ourselves. It's not what's going on in the world in terms of our business. It's who we are going to believe who we are every single day. And that's a struggle for me every day. It's not easy, but I do it because I love it.
Mm-hmm. It makes me think of, this is a horrible example,
Right.
My Own Worst Enemy. Like that song, it's like you sometimes are your own worst enemy. The song's okay. It's a great karaoke choice. I want to talk about your clarity call and your ebook that we'll be giving away in the next segment, because they're connected, and the postcards are about
I didn't
the
grab
clarity
one,
call.
but there's a postcard on your chair on the blue side. So what I wanted to do was, if you're sitting in here and you know that you're not meant for the 9 to 5, and you know that you're meant to be a business owner, an entrepreneur, a self-employed person doing whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, you're on a mission. My email is on there. I want you to email me, and we will have a 1-hour call. It's a clarity call. We're going to come together on the call privately. I'm going to get to hear about where you're struggling. We're going to lay down some potential next steps, and then we'll see if the work I do is a match for you. If you think that's you, email me, and I will respond to you. Happy, jolly, and inspirational. I don't know where that just came from.
That's awesome. I love it.
Felt good.
And then the ebook we'll be giving away is sort of a preface to the call you do typically.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the ebook is called The Number One Step to Staying with Your Business Mission. Excuse me. I'm not going to tell you what that step is, but the ebook will tell you what that step is.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you can win one later on in the show. Any last thing you'd like to share with the audience about the 9 to 5?
I think the last thing I will share is that, and kind of something I said earlier, is that if you know that you, in your heart, you're like, the 9 to 5 is not for me, working for someone else is not for me, don't delay. Get into action and take a step and take my hand, because that's why I'm here, to hold your hands, to help you start your businesses, because if you're meant to be an entrepreneur, you are holding something back that the rest of the world is meant to have.
Yeah, if I can just use our president as an example, you can do business. You can create a business. If he sold meats or whatever, you can probably do whatever you're thinking of so much better. Jen, thank you so much for coming.
you.
As tradition on the show, we have a gift for the strong female leader. It includes that time of the month stuff. But we also, we also have these terrible wine glasses that I get from Dollar Tree, not a sponsor. And I gotta read the phrase. It's always like problematic copywriting. Let's see what this one says. Dear Santa, the wine made me do it. And I don't like that. I think a crime has occurred. Thank you so much, Jen, for joining us. You can learn more about Jen and her work by visiting the9to5.com, where you can sign up for her newsletter. And now for another round of improv commercials from Y'all We Asian.
Have you seen at least 10 therapists and all 10 have told you you're not curable?
Yeah.
Are you sick of humanity and the way our country is going to shit? Well, there is a cure.
Long pause.
I thought it was going to end right there.
It's a magic pill.
Ooh, put it down my throat. What is it? Okay.
Okay.
What did
Yeah.
she just swallow?
Yeah. It's okay. Never ask.
Now you're like a newborn baby. You have no.
That happened so fast.
You are just full of hope.
Wow.
You are
dreams.
full of dreams.
And more dreams.
You've never had a bad experience.
No.
Yo, is that LSD? Cause I already got a guy for that, so I'm
Okay, now if you could just talk about Target products, but like don't use any name brands because we cannot afford a lawsuit. Okay, and go.
Okay. I really love my new hoodie from Bossimo.
I'm sorry. What was Bossimo? Is that a brand?
Yeah, it's.
Get
you
off my
said
show.
not like.
Get off my show.
Okay, and remember, no brands because we get over the lawsuit and go.
I really love my wine glass that says, the wine made me hit my child.
Child violence does not make crime. Get off my show.
Okay.
It is up to you. You are my last non-union actor. Please, for the love of God, give me something commercial worthy that doesn't get a lawsuit. Okay, go.
I have not puked after eating Bell Taco.
Cut, Brad, wait, print it. It's perfect.
Are you feeling lonely and sexually unfulfilled this holiday season? Don't worry. You can always call the Florence Nightingale sex hotline.
Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring.
Someone will answer.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. My wife left me like 8 years ago, and I'm not super attractive. What do I do?
Well, I would say
Do
chirp,
the Florence Nightingale voice.
Yeah. Oh.
Sometimes they think they're actually nightingales.
Chirp, chirp.
Thank
Why don't you whistle for me and see if I hear you?
Yes, mommy.
Don't worry, we'll soon be providing all our employees with the benefit of a high school education soon.
You know,
Can I
I
stop
would
now?
love to build a nest with you. Just
Cut, Yola, it's a historical figure. It's not a bird.
Are you still there? Hello?
Okay, one second.
Florence?
1 second. I
Mother?
am not sure. Can you give me some reference of what this
Mommy?
Florence Nightingale
Please don't leave me.
is?
She like
Hello?
patched people up in the war.
So, do you have any injuries?
For our guest bit this month, we've got several amazing prizes from our sponsors, Year 901, the Non-9 to 5, and the Good Hippie to give away. But like everything in life except the Trump children, you need to do something to earn it. So for you to win a prize, you will need to guess which of the following quotes/tweets I'll read are credited to the Grinch or the Trump in a segment I like to call The Grinch Who Stole the Election. So no shouting out the answers. You have to raise your hand and I'll call on you. If you shout at me, I'll assume you're a man. All right, so this is the Good Hippie item number 1. This is a home spray. It is a home spray. It's all dwelling mist. It's good. She sells it on her website. Okay, so I'll read the quotes, and then after I read them, raise your hand. Quote 1. This one has 3 quotes, so just tell me which ones you think are credited to Trump. Quote 1. Good news. Disloyal at Macy's stock is in a total free fall. Don't shop there for Christmas. Quote 2. Go to Macy's today and buy Trump ties, shirts, suits, and cufflinks as a Christmas or holiday present. Great style, great price. Only the best. Quote 3. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's always been about. Sorry, I was always a narrator in plays, so I'm acting now. Gifts. You want to know what happens to your gifts? They all come to me in your garbage. You see what I'm saying? In your garbage. I could hang myself with all the bad Christmas neckties I found at the dump. In the Everest never ends. I want golf clubs. I want diamonds. I want a pony so I can ride it twice, get bored, and sell it to make glue. All right, which one of those are Yes.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Number 2.
Number 2, yeah, both number 1 and 2 were Trump quotes. That works. Alrighty, this is Good Hippie item number 2, and it is the body scrub, Crave body scrub. Quote 1, cute kid, bad judge of character. Quote 2, crooked Hillary Clinton is totally unfit to be our president. Really bad judgment and a temperament, according to New Book, which is a mess. All right? Yes?
The second one was Trump.
Yes, you're right. Alrighty, this is good. The last Good Hippie item, it is a nourishing butter, calm nourishing butter. Quote 1, those tweets were not racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body. The so-called vote to be taken is a Democratic con game. Republicans should not show weakness and fall into their trap. This should be a vote on the filthy language, statements, and lies told by the Democrat congressmen who I truly believe, based on their actions, hate our country. Get a list of the horrible things they have said. It goes on and on. Quote 2, if you utter so much as one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. If you'd like to fax me, press the star key. All right. Well, yeah. The first one is Trump. Yes, you're right. I can't believe I'm looking down as if I have to check. I'm like, wait, which one? Which monster? Okay. Now this is the non-9 to 5 ebook for all of you entrepreneurs in 2020. I have the info on there for you to get the digital ebook. I printed it out using color ink. Don't tell my employers. Okay, quote 1 at my 9 to 5. 9 to 6. Sometimes it's later than that. Quote 1, blast this Christmas music. It's joyful and triumphant. Quote 2, okay, Christmas is over. Now we can all go back to the wars of life. Focus, focus, focus. Never accept defeat. Push hard for total victory. Ebook?
Yes, Trump's number 2.
Yes. Can't believe I keep checking. Alrighty, you can clap. All right, this is a That Time of the Month prize pack, so it's got That Time of the Month merch in there, but it's also got some Dollar Tree stuff, because, not a sponsor, but I had to put this in. What, the tradition of the Christmas pickle? I don't want to know. Do you guys know what the tradition of the Christmas pickle is? They're like, hide the pickle. Whoever hides it gets a prize. I'm like, that seems troublesome. But, and then we got a problematic wine glass, also from Dollar Tree, and this one says, don't get your tinsel in a tangle. Okay. All right, so for the That Time of the Month prize pack, quote 1, I'm an idiot, you're an idiot. Quote 2, I love this one. Melania and I saw American Idiot on Broadway last night, and it was great. An amazing theatrical experience. All right, 2 in the back corner. Second one is Trump, yes. All right. Now this is for the last one. It is the year 901 earrings, if you want gold boob earrings. Quote 1, hate, double hate, loathe entirely. Quote 2, this was said in 2014. We should immediately stop sending our beautiful American tax dollars to countries that hate us and laugh at our president's stupidity. I'm gonna go straight in the back.
Both?
No, I'm sorry. Yes, in the corner.
Second one.
Yes, the second one is Trump. Yay! Give it up for all our winners! And give it up for our sponsors. You should support them and give them your goddamn money, because you should be supporting women-owned businesses, especially ones that are generous and supportive like these are. TheGoodHippie.com, the non9to5.com, your901.com, and Etsy.com/shop/ma Petite Fleur et moi. I'm not French. All right, are you guys ready for your headliner? Our headliner this evening performs all over the country, from New England down to Texas, and has opened for national headliners including Tom Papa, Anthony Jeselnik, and Ron Funches. Please welcome the hilarious Marie Forster.
All right. Hello. How are we? All right. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. Awesome. My name is Marie. I am 39 years old. Exactly where I thought I was going to be in my life right now. All dressed up to tell dick jokes. Thank you. My mom is super proud. I'm also divorced. Thank you. It's appropriate. Anybody divorced out here? All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm divorced. When I was going through it, I went to therapy to kind of like work through some of my issues. And my therapist had asked me to describe what my marriage was like. And that's a tough question. So I went home and I thought about it, and I came back the next week and I was like, all right, you know when you go to Starbucks and you order your coffee through the drive-thru, you drive off and take that first sip and realize they completely fucked up your order? That was my marriage. Drank a fucked up coffee for 6 years. So I was too lazy to turn around, so. I should have turned around and asked for what I really wanted, which was an extra large hot black, but I got that wrong. I stuck with my small Irish coffee. I don't know. I never get those sizes right there. I got a text message from my ex when we were separated, and he was like, hey, would you be interested in hooking up occasionally to get through the physical needs while we look for the right people? And I was like, hey, would you be interested in getting better at sex? Because that's why I left. So it's not an option. Sucked trying to get back into dating after being with somebody for so long. Like, I was with him all through my 20s. We got divorced when I was in my early 30s. And I realized that, like, the language of dating changes in different decades, right? Like, people in their 20s, a lot of them, they talk about they want friends with benefits. And I didn't know what that was. Like, in your 30s, you want somebody that actually has benefits, you know? So, not sure what that is. But I'm about to turn 40, and at this point, I'm like, do you just have skin? That's the only requirement I have at this point. It's pretty sad. I don't know. I do online dating like most people, right? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's a dumpster fire out there. But I do the free websites because I'm cheap, you know? And you know what they say when it's free? You get herpes. That's what my doctor said. No. I don't have any kids either. I'm like a unicorn, right? Like I'm a 39-year-old woman that doesn't have kids, so that's pretty rare. But people always ask me, and it's pretty invasive when people ask you that question, like, do you want kids? Are you gonna have kids? Right? And like, I can't have kids. I had a hysterectomy, so I can't have kids. And it's really uncomfortable. So like, I used to get really upset when people would ask me, but now I just turn around on them, and when they ask me, I say, do you want kids? And I say, or are you gonna have kids? I say, well, none that have made it, so. What do you mean, oh? The fuck? Feel bad for me. Jesus Christ. But I did. I had to have a hysterectomy, and like my doctor told me, I was in the office, and I was crying. I was like super upset, and she came over. She's like, Marie, it's okay. You know, you can always adopt. And I was like, yeah, but how am I going to trick men into staying with me now? Lost it. All right, whatever. I don't know, but yeah, dating is trash. I hate it. I'm not good at it. And like, guys love to send dick pics, right? That's a thing. You guys get dick pics? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just the garbage people I get. But no, I get dick pics, and I always get them at like the worst times, right? So like 2 PM. You get a text from somebody, you open it up, you're at work, and it's like all of a sudden there's just a dick on your phone, right? And it's aggressive, you know? You get this dick, and it's just hard and veiny, like it's yelling at you, you know? It's right there. You want to turn me on some of your tax returns or something. It's like, it's not what I'm looking for. It's weird. Unless you get the little ones and those are cute, then you're like, aw, poor little guy. Must be so lonely. Those are like the ASPCA commercials of dicks. Right? Sarah McLachlan's playing in the background. I don't know. But I've gotten over, like, I figured it out. Like, I can't have kids, but I figured out the solution. I like to date younger guys. And when I say like to, I just do. I don't know. It's just not a thing I enjoy. But I was dating this guy. He was 10 years younger than me, which was like really, that was the biggest gap in age I've ever had. And it was going really well and stuff. And I was like really confused as to why, you know, he wanted to date me. And he told me, he was like, well, I'll tell you, I have a mommy fetish. Yeah. And I was like, I don't really know what that is, but I really like this guy, so I wanted to play along and, you know, make it work. So what I did was I fucked his dad and then told him to clean his rooms. So technically he's my stepson now. All my friends, like, they all know my terrible dating stories, and they're like, Marie, you know what? You gotta stop doing online dating. Just like join a group, you know, of people that do like the same things as you. And I was like, look, I am not ready to join AA yet, so back the fuck up. No, but speaking of being sober, I actually did stop drinking, and it's almost 6 months now. Thanks. Thank you. Finally, at this age, I realized that I can't drink. Now, I had my rock bottom moment. Like, I was walking down the street, and I almost drank some street vodka that a homeless guy offered me. Yeah, it was scary. And then he was like asking me if I'd sleep with him, and I was considering it. I was like, oh, all right, you know, street vodka, whatever. And but then I had this moment, and I looked down, and I was like, I saw the bottle, and I said, Marie, you don't fuck for Smirnoff. You fuck for Tito's. So I just gave him a hand job and said it might as well. Thank you anyway. No, but I'm trying to like clean my life up a little bit, trying to get healthier, you know, decided at this point in my life I should probably do that. So I also stopped eating meat and dairy, so I guess technically I'm a vegan. I think I have to tell you about it. I think that's in the handbook. Not really sure. But I'm not a very good vegan. Like I'm trying to get healthy, but like you can see that my body is built off of booze and brunch. It's very difficult for me. But I've been doing good with it. And, you know, my friends people like to tell you what you need to do to get healthy, right? They're always like, if you want to get healthy, you got to eat clean. If you want to eat clean, you got to shop at Whole Foods. I know. And I'm like, I fucking hate Whole Foods because I walk in there and it's like they know I don't belong, you know? It's like they can smell the HEB on me. It's like, trying to be cool. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really bad at like diet and exercise and stuff like that. Like my doctor told me I need to lose some weight, and it sucks because I've tried all the diets throughout the years. You know, I've done Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, bulimia. I know it's a bad joke. I've never done Jenny Craig. I'm not gonna buy that food. It's fucking gross. I don't know. But let's see, what else can I talk about? My pathetic trash life. I do miss Taco Bell. Any Taco Bell fans? All right, those are my drunks. All right, perfect. It's true. You ever go to a Taco Bell late night? Like you're in that line. Like by the time you get up there, you should be sober, right? I think it's like a DUI checkpoint. Like Taco Bell is doing us a favor. But no, I do miss Taco Bell, and like right before I stopped drinking and stuff, like I had spent $15 worth of food on myself at Taco Bell, and right, yeah, that is a lot. Thank you. Yes, I heard that. I know. Yeah, it's a lot, and it can be done. I could have gone more, but I didn't. But no, and so I was like driving out of the drive-thru, and I was eating it like a raccoon, you know, because that's how you have to eat it. And I was feeling like really, really bad, and like really bad about myself. And I was like, I finally stopped, and I was like, oh my God, I had this moment of revelation. It's like, this is what it feels like to be a Trump supporter. This is the worst. Thank you for the one clap. All right, but I got to get out of here. So I'll leave you on this. I'm really bad at everything in my life, like I said. And but what I do, instead of working out, I wear Spanx, right? Because I'm lazy. And I have this love-hate relationship with my Spanx. Like I put them on, I feel like I look sexy, like Ariel from Little Mermaid. Right? Then I go home, I take them off, I turn to Ursula, that sea creature. It's just a fucking nightmare, right? And like, guys, you don't want to do anything with a woman after she takes those things off. Like, it's really hot down there, right? You put something in, it's going to come out like a breadstick. Because it's very yeasty. Anyway, that was my time, you guys.
Maria, thank you. You can follow Maria on Twitter at BunnyBroad_ATX and visit her site at BunnyBroad.com to find out about upcoming shows. Now for a final round of improv commercials from Y'all We Asian.
Are you single? Are you in your mid to late 50s? Are you responsible for climate change? Well, then we have the perfect dating app for you. Okay, Boomer. Now you can meet hot, single, conservative, low-key, racist people in your area. Just listen to these success stories.
I know how to do a backdoor Roth. And I even like half Asians.
I found somebody who would pray with me in a cemetery.
Super sexy.
And I am just coming around to other races.
Such as? I know it's hard for a boomer to say them out loud, but you can do it.
Well, like the Orientals. That's all I can say.
Okay, boomer. Get boomy.
Look, I know everybody here is a tiny little bit racist, but here at Stewart's Orthopedics, we could take out some of your racist bones in your body. And we have the most latest technology for it, which is with lasers. Let's try it with this half person, right?
It's just so hard being half Asian because half of me is really cultured and great and the other half of me wants to colonize the other half of me.
No, I totally understand. We have a few people like that too. Which part of you do you want to remove?
I mean, do I have to do like right, left, or like up, down?
You can do the white part and the Asian part. We can split it that way too.
Well, if you're gonna remove the
part.
I didn't want to say anything, but it's up to you.
If you want to remove the white part, I'll have to get undressed. I know it's average.
I mean, it's fine.
I know, that's what I get. So. Perfectly inoffensive, completely unremarkable.
And it blends in with the wall.
Just every color. Somehow blends in with beige and white and peach, most pastels.
I mean, that almost seems like it's a talent. Do you really want to get rid of that?
No, I'm too Asian to feel like I'm talented.
Hey, well,
I had a bad mom.
Someone called lights on this, huh?
You can follow Y'all We Asian on Instagram at Y'all We Asian for upcoming shows. Now, it's someone's birthday who has been to every single show over the past nearly 5 years, except for 2. He had good excuses. And it's rare that I praise a cishet white dude on the show, but he's worth it and also hates that joke. Happy birthday to my boyfriend and endless supporter, Spencer. This is gonna take a while, so I'll stretch it out. Gonna do some stretches. Okay. But Ileana made a haunting rendition of a birthday video for you that will play in 14 minutes. You gotta do something about it. I mean, now I'm like, forget the wage gap. Solve this! Solve this! But anyway, I will start doing thank yous. My Petite Fleur, you can clap. You 901, the non 9 to 5, the Good Hippie, Brandi Davis, Y'all We Asian, Marie Forster, Jen Shultz, Natalie, and It's Just Her fan, Ted Kelty, Bonica, Ayala, and Josh, who make up Simpática, who cover video and audio for our shows, and then they're available to hire to cover your events. Taylor, Sydney, Sarah, Spencer. Our next show is January 11th. We're moving to second Saturdays of the month. And we're gonna play this haunting birthday video.
You're welcome.
Yes, happy birthday, Spencer. We've been dating for 5 years, and I was like, here's 3 photos. Thank you all for coming. It is so easy to support women and non-binary people in comedy, business, and activism, and do it without being a creep. So go out there and don't be a creep.